Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Flip-Flop Family podcast. I'm Xylene and it is wonderful to be here, coming towards the end of the half term, if that affects you in your life. So if you don't have kids and you drive into work or you just drive around, you may notice that the roads have been a little bit quieter. And if you do have kids, then you just either have had to deal with childcare and trying to occupy your children, or if they're a little bit older, maybe you've just had a little bit of a break from doing the school run and maybe pressurizing them for homework. Whichever one you fall into, I just hope that you feel happy and rested. The weather has definitely been a bit bipolar this week, hasn't it? I mean, we haven't known what we're going to expect. I did a nice long walk with the kids I have this kind of nature reserve near us where we can feed the deer and just sort of hang out in nature. And I took a little jacket with me and I was absolutely boiling. So when the sun was on us, we were really hot. And then as soon as the sun disappeared, it felt a bit cool. You just don't know. You need to pack almost all 4 seasons, don't you, when you go out for the day and you know you're not going to be coming home, or if you don't have a car and you're going to be on foot patrol, you just need to take a jacket and you take a hat, then you need your sunscreen and you need a t-shirt. You just don't know. It's been very strange this week, but the weekend ahead is looking like it's going to be dry, which is lovely because it's always a real shame when there are school holidays and the weather isn't nice. When it's dry, I just feel like you don't actually have to do as much. You don't really need to plan as much because we're very lucky if you are listening to this podcast from London or the UK. We're very green and there's lots to do outdoors, especially as the summer approaches. There's lots of different activities and festivals and outdoor cinemas, and the list is endless really. But as soon as it gets grey and it starts raining, I feel like it's a lot harder to think of things to do to occupy your children. And that's when I feel the tech starts to cause a real problem with children. We've put Emiliana and Zach on a real sort of ban recently. So we've totally blocked all like WhatsApp, and Emiliana's not really into Roblox, but Zach's a real gamer. So I just took all the gaming away, literally just hid it. And I was like, it's gone. And Zach was asking for it. And sometimes I just think if it's a sort of blanket policy of no all round, then there's no negotiation to be had. You know, it's gone, it's finished, and you're not having it. And that's that. I was having a conversation with a friend actually. The kids had a sleepover this week and the mum came to pick the girls up. And we were having a chat about good old social media and all the apps that children can have access to. And she said something to me that I thought that really resonated. And when you allow your children sort of open access to certain apps or even just to the internet without any major controls, it's almost like inviting a stranger in off the street and allowing them to hang out with your child in private. And that really sort of freaked me out. And of course, we do talk about tech a lot in various of the episodes of the Flip-Flop Family podcast, as this is really such an important topic. And I feel like it's always current and it's always in your face if you have children who have a phone. And I thought the thought of that was obviously so scary. Like you would never let a stranger in off the street to just hang out with your kids. But we can let it slip and they can have access on their phones for perhaps longer than they need to, or perhaps we haven't been as diligent with some controls on some apps. And there are also some apps that may seem really innocent, like for example, Pinterest. I wouldn't have really thought about Pinterest as being an app that may lead my child astray, but of course it does have a lot of content on there, and depending on what you use it for, you may think that it is just for that. Like I generally use it for ideas for home renovation and recipes. So it's a real inspiration sort of app, like an inspo app. It's a US-based image sharing and social networking website. So you can have followers and you can follow people's page as well. You kind of curate different boards for different things. It can seem like a really harmless app. I mean, I definitely feel like it has been harmless, and Emiliana doesn't use it actually a lot. I don't think it's the most common app that teens and children would actually choose to use, but apparently a survey has said that it has got 50 to 60% of that age bracket using it. And the reason why they might use Pinterest is to search up most popular categories, like you might look up crafts, art, fashion, beauty, event planning. That's actually why Emiliana recently went on it only a couple of weeks ago, because she was planning her birthday party. And because it has all really good images and little videos and memes, it's quite easy to sort of make this pin board of let's say your birthday party and the theme and the activities and the games, and putting it all in one place. So I find it a really useful tool, but it can be dangerous for children because there is mature content. Although a lot of it is filtered out, it can be found on there if you are on it. Apparently self-harm has been searched a lot on Pinterest, like things like suicide, drug use, eating disorders. And again, it is very graphic because it is really all about images. There's other memes and age inappropriate humor that you can find on there. And I think the biggest thing about Pinterest is that when you find something you're interested in, it doesn't always give you the content. So you click on it and then it then redirects you. So it can redirect your child to a third-party website that could contain inappropriate things. So now all of a sudden, where you've allowed them on Pinterest, it can now take them elsewhere. And of course, I know you can have different blocks on your broadband to prevent that, but it's just another worry, isn't it, where you have something like Pinterest that I feel seemed quite a safe app is now not. I feel like nothing is safe. And when I was talking with this friend of mine who came around, and we were talking about allowing our children to sort of, giving them a bit more of independence, allowing them to walk to the corner shop, or allowing them to now get on a train, which is just one direct train. Our children are getting to that age now where we're allowing them these little extra freedoms to give them that confidence. And you have to give them those opportunities because they need to grow as a person and they will learn from those experiences. We can't keep them in a bubble and keep telling them, be careful of this and see if you see that, do this, unless they actually experience it and put everything that you've taught them into action. They're not going to learn and grow. But it's very scary for a parent to do that, to let them out into the world. But really, by giving them phones, we're letting the world right into them at home, which is probably even worse. Myself and Benjamin as parents are constantly trying to navigate this tech world. Obviously parenting as a whole, but tech has just come in and given us a whole new dimension that we have to deal with. And I just hope and pray that things change and the government actually ban children from having phones, because as parents, we do as much as we can. I kind of wished that we never even gave her a phone in September of year 7 for the walking to school. I should have found another way around it, like on a smart watch with a SIM card or something, so she could call us in an emergency, but we could also locate her. Maybe that would have been good, because once you give it's very hard to take it back. But we have tried to manage it by basically blocking everything so that there's only text, and children hate texting. They like using WhatsApp. So that's quite good. And we've decided that we don't want to sort of block out her being sociable with her friends, because it's important, and you don't want your children to miss out as well, because there is a lot of banter and chat that goes on outside of school or outside of other sort of meetups with different friendship groups, and that does happen on the phone. So for us, we felt that it was better to block WhatsApp completely, but then allow her each day like a window to use it. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is, but a window to be social. But you just do that. You're being specific and sort of being attentive to just that activity. Because I feel like when WhatsApp is open, even though we were only giving Emiliana a 30-minute a day limit, she would just look at it, close it, look at it, close it. So the 30 minutes was actually lasting throughout the whole window. So it was open from 7:30 in the morning till 4:30. So of course she was in school most of that time, but it was like she was not really concentrating. So whatever she was doing, if the phone went off, it's like then you completely change course. And we all do it as adults. This is not just children. We also struggle to concentrate because our phone is so distracting. But by only allowing her a window to access WhatsApp or the apps that she's most sort of attracted to, it meant that she wasn't worrying about her phone or awaiting a notification, which means that you can concentrate more on the task at hand without worrying about any disturbances. Everyone has their way of dealing with this, and I think it's just great to have these conversations openly about the struggles that we have with children and tech and how we manage them, because I know that Ben and I are not the only parents that are trying to navigate this world. Emiliana had one of her birthday parties during this half term, and it was really nice to have 15, 13-year-olds in the house. Yes, you heard it right, 15, 13-year-olds. But it was really nice to just sort of see the bonds between the children and them just having sort of really innocent fun. And of course, the phones were out. There was selfies being taken and videos being had, but it was really fun. We did karaoke, we did a mocktail making class. So we did like a watermelon crush, and then we did a pineapple, like a pina colada mocktail as well. So that went really, really well. And the kids had so much fun. And it was just a lovely thing to experience over this half term. But at the same time, as I looked at them all sitting at the table eating and singing to this, I don't know what song it was, but they were just like rapping really loudly at the table. And I just had a moment where I went back into time and thought about when we took Emiliana to Peppa Pig World for her birthday when she was 3, and how excited she was about Peppa Pig. And you just wonder, how did life just fly by that quickly? And how did birthday parties change from that sort of thing with the little ones and the toddlers and arts and crafts and painting and, those sort of activities to singing and rapping and making mocktails? It was really nice to see it, this grown-up group of children, but at the same time, it was really sad. And is the end of party favors when kids get to this age? Because we really struggled with what to put in a party bag. And everybody loves a party bag. I mean, of course, we gave cupcakes, but the girls weren't so hard. But the boys, really, really hard as boys get older, because I feel like all they want is Nike socks. I also didn't even make Emiliana's birthday cake. She is having a few parties, and I'm sure I will get the opportunity to make one of them. But as she's such a keen baker, she fully baked her birthday cake. It looked so cute. It was all pink themed, different coloured pinks, and she had a little 13 candle on the top. And she also made chocolate cupcakes to give in the party bags. So that was one thing I did not have to do. And she seemed to really enjoy it and take pride in it. But again, another thing taken away from me that I haven't been able to do for my child. I hope you've had a wonderful week. If you have had some time off with the kids, or if you've just had time off, or even if you've just been working, whatever you've been doing, I hope it has been a wonderful week. In terms of days out, there is still, of course, the weekend ahead, and I would look up fun fairs, especially as it looks like it's going to be dry. Fun fairs are such a great day out with the family, and you've got to make sure you get nice, hot, sugared donuts right at the end. That's what I go for. I can't do rides. I get like travel sick and I get vertigo. I'm not very fun. I don't think I'm very fun, actually. I used to be really fun, but I just can't go. I can't do anything that goes round and round. I'm all right with the bumper cars, but put me on a teapot ride and I'll literally be vomiting. Yeah, it's not my jam at all. But I am the bag lady. I'm a really, really good bag lady. So when we go to the fun fairs, Ben takes the kids on everything and I just hold the coats and the bags, and that's fine. I'm happy with that. Give me a sugar donut at the end and I'll be a very happy bunny completely. After the party this week, the floor was battered. I mean, there was literally mocktail juice everywhere. You think that 13-year-olds would manage to make mocktails without making too much of a mess, but no. There was broken glasses. There was like, the shaker was just, I don't even know if the lid was being put on, but there was just juice everywhere. And I could not wait to clean my floor. And I used to have a steam mop, but I don't anymore. So I just use a kind of flash mop. But as we have an extension and we have the same flooring all the way through downstairs, it's quite a big space to be using a flash mop with and having to change the wipes constantly. So my mum recommended a spray mop, and that is my total and utter game changer. It's so easy to use, and it comes with a few of the mop heads that you can put in the wash and clean them like microfiber mat things. And you can just fill up the little reservoir with whatever cleaning solution you like to use. I like to use some Zoflora, but you can use Zoflora? No, that is a shop. Zoflora. Why am I saying that so weirdly? Zoflora. Yes, that is it. I like to use that, but you can fill it with whatever you want. Spray, wipe. And the best thing about it is that it dries really quickly. So you don't have to wait around. If you've got a family going to be running down to the kitchen, you don't have to wait till nighttime or when no one's home. So I would say the game changer of the week is a spray mop. Go and grab yourself one. My savvy tip of the week has got to be rail cards. Ben had to do a little road trip to Liverpool this week, and Zach really wanted to come with him. And I was really astonished by how much cheaper the ticket was with a rail card. So if you are sort of a mid-40s person, you probably wouldn't fit into any category for a rail card. They're more for sort of seniors, students. I think you can get one if you've got a disability or on any certain benefits. But if you have children or you're going to be traveling with children, they do have a family rail card and also a friends and family rail card. And it makes such a big difference. Of course, there is the initial outlay of buying the rail card. But again, there are so many deals online. Like I think we got our family and friends rail card on trip.com for £28 for the whole year, which is a super saving. And it includes 4 adults and 4 children, as it's not just for family. You can travel with friends as well. You must always travel with a child to be able to use it. But it literally slashed the tickets in half. So even with the purchase of the rail card, the overall outlay for that one trip was cheaper. So regardless of whether we use the rail card or not for the rest of the year, we still made a saving on that one trip. So whenever you go to book train tickets, do have a look and see if you are eligible for a rail card and go ahead and purchase one, because I believe for future, if you want to buy tickets like theme park tickets and things like that, you can often get discounts because you have the rail card as well. Now, you know how I love not to waste food or anything really. We are those kind of people. I mean, I am. Ben always tries to throw away my brown bananas and I have to tell him off because it doesn't matter if they're brown. If they're brown, they're even riper, they're even tastier, they're even sweeter. Do not ever throw a brown banana away. When you see a banana that is overripe in your fruit bowl and you go to throw it away, think of me. Say no, Xylene would not throw this banana away. There is always a recipe to be had with a ripe banana, even a very overripe banana. And we had 4 very overripe brown bananas and they were so close to going in the bin, but I managed to rescue them and I made these banana oat bars. That would be the dish of the week. Check it out on the Flip Flop Family Kitchen Instagram page. It's a super simple recipe, literally has mashed up bananas, oats, a tiny bit of vanilla extract and peanut butter. I also added chopped up chocolate chips, but you don't need to. It has no other sugar apart from what you get in the chocolate and from the bananas. And they are really delicious. The recipe I found was actually with smooth peanut butter, but I like to use crunchy, and that definitely came through when I was biting it because the little bits of peanut, you could taste them in there and they were nice and hard and crunchy and yummy. So check that out on the Flip Flop Family Kitchen Instagram page. It's been wonderful having a chat with you today. I hope this podcast has given you a little bit of food for thought, maybe a talking point with your friends or your family. And if there are things that you would like to talk back, you'd like to give me some information, maybe there are some things you do around tech or have an amazing recipe, we would love you to get in touch with us. You can find us on Instagram. We are the Flip Flop Family on Instagram. So please do follow us, message us. We'd love to be in touch with people that listen to us on the podcast. Also, you can comment on whichever platform you are listening on. Thank you so much for being here and we look forward to the next episode. Bye.